Yeah, happy Tuesday, everybody. So you can't see me, but I don't know what happened there. The camera won't start. So anyway, we'll get going here. ES right here is pulling back. Yeah, my voice works. So, and we hit down here last Thursday, and we bounced up, and we came right up to this downtrend line. And let's see if we can zoom it up a little bit. Nope, zoom in. No, nice. All right. Can't zoom for some reason. Weird. All right. Well, nothing seems to be working today. So we've got this downtrend line of the highs. We tried to break there, bounced off the roadmap line and crushed down, bounced up again, hit the trend line and crushed down to this target confluence zone right down here. This is ES S&P 500 futures. Why the futures? Because they trade almost 24/7. Then today, breaking up above that, but having a little trouble getting going higher. So that's the first thing we need to see. If you haven't watched the video I put out on YouTube yesterday, well, we needed a green day yesterday to get higher prices. So far, higher prices are what we got. Breaking above this trend line was the second key to the puzzle. The third key to the puzzle, getting above that trend line, is running up to this red zone where we will probably, this whole red zone is the resistance. We will probably see a pullback back down to this zone one more time before we are able to gain enough market strength to break out higher. So that's what I'm looking at right now. And I don't know why I'm waving my hands around because you can't see them. Now, next up, this is a key thing for the next big financial crisis right here, interest rates. The orange line is the Fed funds rate. The blue line is the market interest rate. At some point, these are going to cross, just like they did in 2018, just like they did in 2007, 6, 7, 8, and just like they did in the dot-com bust before that, around 2000. These are all going to be these were historical financial crises, and when this inverts over here at some point in the future, will be the next financial crisis. So keep a mind on that one. All right, popping back over to some of the charts. Nasdaq came all the way down to that 10,500 area and bounced, coming back up into this orange zone. That's what I expected to happen. I mean, 10,500 was the level I mentioned. I don't know, warned you about. We spiked down there, reversed. Now we can make a second attempt at breaking above the roadmap line. That's on Nasdaq. If you wanted to look at the QQQ chart, it's essentially the same exact thing, just different prices over here. Like I think it's divide by 41 or something like that to get the prices. Anyway, moving on. Russell. So your small caps, we did make a lower low than we made back here in September, but we did not make a lower low than we made back here in June on the Russell. This is a bigger bullish, more bullish pattern setup. Well, it was close, but no cigar. So this one can break and go quickly, and it's kind of a leader, even though the market's super bearish and all the things seem like it's horrible out there. This has a setup to break out higher, and pretty much everything has that. I mean, ES has that, which is the S&P 500. I just outlined that. NQ has that. I just outlined that one, and the Russell. I mean, that's the three major components. You can say the Dow, but I don't like the Dow because it's all skewed and they do some kind of crazy correction factors to it, and it just doesn't I don't feel like it represents the real market. Anyway, oil did this failed head and shoulders pattern right here. Instead of breaking down, and broke up, bounced right off the roadmap line, getting a healthy retrace right back down to the level I was expecting. Kicked off a bunch of alerts on my other desktop today, right back down to the 618 retrace. If this holds right here and turns bullish, probably when it breaks back up through 90, that's probably going to be a signal to go long. of course, watch for it to break above the roadmap line as like a second confirmation, and a third confirmation would be breaking back above this head point over here. Now, it doesn't have to do that. It can crush on down and make a lower low in the 70s or even a 65 area. And that's completely valid right now for an extension lower on this corrective move that it's had going off of this March high back here. So this would just be a little squiggle on down off that March high. I was looking for the stat, looking for that orange zone to happen, that big circle, for a long time. We've got it. Now this would be the reversal, and it's mostly in place if it's going to go higher. It doesn't have to, though. Like, this is the setup I've been waiting for, though. And it's got to prove it to me that it's going to go higher and not break down and go lower. So that's one key thing I'm watching right there. Another thing, gold right here. It's probably going to extend lower. Probably going to touch into the 1500s. That's what it looks like right here. This one is not doing that, kind of holding that reversal like oil is. This one looks like it's going to actually extend lower. So wheat getting a little retrace. Not my favorite thing to see. I was hoping for a little more extension, but it's okay. Nothing's damaged yet. So still just kind of chugging. It's really been just sideways for a month now. Looking forward to break out of this, though. All righty. Bitcoin. Get your requests ready because we're going to get there in a second. Bitcoin is just going sideways. It's been sideways pretty much, kind of tried to break out higher and then came right back down, just been consolidating right in the low end of the range and going sideways. And really more sideways is what I kind of expect for a little while as it winds up. If you load up some Bollinger Bands, they're coming in and squeezing, and eventually this thing's going to pop out of here. It doesn't stay contained in the cage for very long when it goes sideways. I mean, we get a little consolidation and then it tends to rip. I mean, you look at it over here, consolidated for a little while, it ripped up and then it crushed down. And I mean, it just stayed volatile, and it does not like to go sideways for very long before making a big move. So I feel like this is winding up for a big move here on Bitcoin. That's going to take all of the cryptoverse with it wherever it goes. Bitcoin is now back over 40% of the cryptoverse by market cap. So just be cautious, be aware that that's the way that's going right now. All right. Time for requests. You guys came. Oh, one more thing. Show you before I while you're typing in some requests. This is the S&P 500 seasonality that I've been showing on and off for a few weeks now. Check this out, October right here. Let's zoom on up. Zoom up, zoom up. Move on over here. This was the beginning of October right here, the line where the arrow is. We ran up, made a lower low, and now we're set to go up. All right. What's up with UNG? Natural gas is affected by the dollar. Dollar going up, destroying demand for natural gas. And supposedly the forecast came out that we're going to have a milder winter than they predicted. So UNG, I don't know if you believe that that's part of the factor. I don't know. Anyway. So right now, looking at the seasonality, I'm expecting the S&P 500 to rally up, continue rallying up the rest of the month here, continue on up into the first week of November, and we may see some volatility before we break on out higher. All right. As far as requests go, I see DIS. DIS. Come on now. DIS. And still working on finding the bottom. Is that a double bottom? Or are we going to extend down to the target? Not so sure. It's a lower high so far. We've got a trend line going off of this high to this high. Got to break out of there at the minimum. So if you're trying to go long on Disney, I would wait till this thing gets above the roadmap line. If you're riding it out, well, The downside is not that much more, really, at least for now. So, all right. UNG, I can pull that one up really quickly. Yeah, that's kind of broken down below the support zone there a little bit. NG1 exclamation point is the real story. And that's really affected by the dollar being strong. As soon as the dollar starts crushing, all the commodities should start ripping, including natural gas and oil. So, all right. I see Apple. Yeah, just kind of chugging along, trying to break out of this right here. Finding some resistance as it came up to that trend line. You know, the high we made in August, connecting all those highs down through there. Today, we're retesting it, got rejected a little bit. Need to see a gap up through it to start getting up there. The roadmap line on the daily right up here around 153. All right. Rum. That looks pretty bad. Zero's the limit. Below everything it's been. Where's it going? Probably to zero. Be my guess. And got the 1272 right there. $7.20 below that. All right. Next up, see BKR. That looks like a downtrend. Got the lows back here. So far, that's a 3-wave retrace that can extend lower. Nothing positive shaping up right now on BKR. UBER. Still got to break up through the roadmap line. There's the downtrend. It's got to break. You know, the first thing it's got to do. Lower high. So far, lower high. It can extend lower. That's a 3-wave corrective down so far. It can be it, but I don't know. It held the 786 there. I was saying if it broke below that, it may extend down. So far, it's holding it back above the roadmap line, back above these highs, back above this orange zone, or all the things before I would really expect it to start going higher. All right. I don't know why I keep waving my hands. You can't see me still. AHC. That one is kind of in a downtrend. Consolidating underneath the roadmap line. Downtrend like that. That's what we got right now. All right. And AAL. Again, same sort of situation. Cannot break out of the funk that it has going right there. Made a lower low there, but it has not extended down to target. If the market's going to turn around, these things can start getting out of here. So far, not. All right, ADT out of YouTube. Yeah, that one's looking a little positive. 9 would be on the upside there. We can make a new high, 9, roughly 9. I didn't quite get that perfectly. Look for 9, then a consolidation back to the roadmap line, probably back in this $8 area. All right, next up, FGEN out of YouTube. Yeah, that one's nice move right there. I'd be cautious. Exceeding the 1618. 272 would be next at 20. If this one's going to go on up there. Remember, every fib line that gets higher is a bigger chance to reverse. That one has 1, 2, 1, 2, 3, 4. Yeah, it's probably going to get a consolidation. It may bounce here and do this and do that. That's my educated wild guess. All right. AMDE. Yeah, if it breaks down here, 45. Nothing new there. Right in the target zone. All right. Tesla. Yes, away. Oh, right down to the target. Oh, that didn't break out. Right down there. Holding here is bullish. So yeah. Look for it to break back above probably this, probably a zone that looks something like this. Right there. Back above 250. Can probably take it back up. It's got to get above this trend line of lower highs though. Lower high, much lower high, equal high. Breaking out of there can take it up to about this 500 level probably. All right, FTX. Now look at that one. No. It's consolidating down. Hit the target there. Not too shabby. Got to get back above that blue line right there to start working to fill the gap that it made on the gap down. All right. BBIG. That's just dead. Below the roadmap line. Not really going anywhere. Hanging out at $1. Used to be cool, but blew it. BIOR. That one's going to, I mean, zero's the limit. It's got 44 cents left. Alrighty. Amazon. Looks like so far we're holding above that zone. Almost came down to retest it again. May actually come down there one more time. So far, it's just consolidating. I mean, consolidating under the roadmap line till it breaks above that solidly. I don't see anything going here. I mean, got a downtrend of highs, which is part of the bigger downtrend of highs that it's had going for a while. Lower high, lower high. Below the roadmap, roadmap line resistance, lower prices until it gets out of this funk. That's Amazon. All right, Rio. Looks like went right down to the low there. They can build a reversal here, get back above the roadmap line. That could be positive, but so far, that's the target. That was the target. I mean, I drew it back here months ago. Finally got there. Needs to hold there and go higher. Quit making lower highs. All right, Veil. Looks like it's on a path. Lower high, lower high, lower high. Resistance to the roadmap line. And that one's just kind of been sideways for years, though. Like, hadn't really gone anywhere for a long time. I know I've tried to make money on that one, and it just hadn't gone anywhere for a long time. So it kind of reminds me of FCX a little bit, although it made a bigger run after a while. This one went sideways for years coming into 2020. And BHP. Looks like under the roadmap line and a trend of lower highs. Lower high, lower high, lower high. Kind of holding on to the lows there, but it's got to do something to break out of this. All right. Next up, LNG. Yeah, just consolidating. If the I guess the political risk on this one is if Europe passes a price cap on natural gas, then it's going to cap the ability of this company to make money transporting the gas. So just be cautious on this one. So far, looks pretty gnarly. I mean, a lot of the same pattern. This one's just hanging out at the lows. It's got what, $4.84 left to go to zero below the lows here. It's just been consolidating at the lows for days. That's not anything I want to get involved in right there. All right, CCJ. Looking like, yeah, just in the sideways box. And then let's see, how's Mara? Mara was up a little bit today and then down a little bit today. Just looks like it has the wrong color candle going there. And that looks like it should have been a green candle, not a red candle. Same right there. It's got to break out of this little downtrend of lower high situation. With a big downtrend of lower high situation. So it's got to do, and it's kind of dependent on Bitcoin to quit going sideways. I mean, you can wish and hope and everything else, but if Bitcoin doesn't get out of the funk, if it doesn't start moving, then and moving up, then this one's not going anywhere, and neither are all the rest of them. Hut, Hive, Riot, BTBT is on a path for like 65 cents, I think. So anyway, all right, KAVL. Nice move up, right back to the roadmap line. Got to get out of this funk. Lower high, lower high, lower high, lower high still. All right, INSW. Yeah, that one's be watching my profits on there if I was long. If you're looking to go long, yeah, this 42 area probably be my target for now. Looks like it might pull back. I mean, it can always go a little higher. Can always break out. Make sure you're, if you don't want to sustain, if you don't want to trade, hold it through one of these pullbacks like this, I'd be very careful on where your stop is. If it starts breaking back down below this high that it made right here in September, we can see a retrace back to the roadmap line again. All righty. And I don't, ETHX. I don't know. I'm not sure what you're looking for. They're in futures? No. Not sure what you're looking for, George. EVA. That looks pretty bad. Although it could be a three-wave retrace. Yeah. That held the A move equals C move right there so far. Potential to get out of here. Yeah, right. It's got to get back above the roadmap line. That's resistance is right there. It can pop up in there, but it may bounce down again. I would be cautious trying to go long on that one till it really proves it. All right, HUM. Yeah, just chugging along. Chugging along, chugging along. That one, the next run out. Little resistance at 517, which it got a pullback. And the next attempt can take it out to 535 area, 536. All right. F, still the bigger pattern. Go watch some of my other stuff. Rivian looks like it's on a path to come back down at least to back into this zone around 25. CSCO. Yeah, I mean, down was the play. Hit the extension there. That was the target first. And if it doesn't hold that, down to 36. If it can break out of this funk of lower highs, same sort of situation on all these tech charts. ABBV. And well, you wrote ETHXB. So I can pull up Ethereum. Has a risk to go to 600 on Ethereum. But ABBV, yeah, working on the first thing it needs there. That actually made it lower. This zone coming across. You could be cautiously very, very, this would be an aggressive entry when it got up in this 148, the 150 area. I'd watch for a bounce off of that area from 155 to 160. Above there can set it up to go up to 188. All right, Google. Yep, broke down, got to extension. It's got to get off the mat. It's got this big resistance to get back up through. Didn't do that. It just broke down. All right, Meta is worthless. Oh, right down to the target. Look at that. Extended a little bit. Down to 100 would really make sense for Meta right now. CHPT. Looks like, not sure where I clicked on. That arrow up there. Still holding on to this trend line, kind of. Has not been able to maintain a move above it. Extension lower will be down to 6. Yeah, I did look at Amazon PEP. That's volatile right there. I mean, just chopping. Slightly higher highs each time. I mean, slightly higher lows each time. Slightly higher highs each time. So it could reach out to this 183 area, potentially. It's gnarly, though. I'd watch out when it got up there. It's going to come all the way back down again. Yeah. Already went over Tesla. FITB. Looks like it's below the roadmap line, going lower. 3-wave retrace up. Sets it up to go down to 30. Let's see. Ethereum. Right there. Yeah, just consolidating. It's got this head and shoulders pattern. If it breaks down, it can go to 600. It's not really going anywhere. People lost interest. It's just hanging around this 11 to 1400 area. Up and down, up and down. Breaking down below the lows, it sets it up to go to 600. Otherwise, it's got to get above the roadmap line. Lower high, lower high. Hadn't even tried to go up to make another lower high. SCHW. I don't know. That's gnarly looking. Gnarly. Looks like a 1, 2, 3, 4. one more push down would kind of complete the pattern it's got going there. But it did bounce off of that. That's sloppy. Held the 618. I mean, this could be bullish. I don't know. Making a face for you, but you can't see me. I'll have to figure out what happened in the camera. All right. SLB. Trying to, like, it's right in this funk right there. Got to get up through that. Let's set that one up. Back above 45. Looks like it sets up to head up to 56 potentially. But I'd watch that prior resistance around 50. OXY. It's still got to break above 70, about 73 to get going. Found resistance right there, been lower. Yeah. Above 73, we could go to 83 or 93 on OXY. And then play PLAY. Just hanging out. I mean, that's volatile and not going anywhere. Why do you want to mess with that? I mean, I wouldn't want to mess with that. That looks horrible. That doesn't look like you're gonna make any money. Until it does something. I mean, that's just consolidating in a range from look. Hadn't gone anywhere from 30 to 50. I mean, play the top to the bottom. That's about it. Although it didn't even make the top last time. Might make a lower high this time. I mean, that's been the bottom like several times now. So I'd be cautious on play. All righty. So guess what? This week is 51 weeks of 30 minutes of awesome. Next week is 52 weeks, and I'm doing a giveaway. Now, if you want to be eligible to win the giveaway, what you need to do, go to jeffreytrader.com/YouTube, my YouTube page. Go watch this video right here. This one right here. It tells you what to do. And you got to subscribe, one. And number two, you got to leave a comment telling me what I should give away. So that's the two things you got to do. You have to leave a comment to be eligible to win. So if you haven't left a comment yet, all you've done is subscribe. Go make sure you subscribe and leave a comment, because that's the things you got to do. All right. That's the stuff. What we're giving away, well, got to come back next week and find out what it is we're giving away. You can go tell me what you want to win. Tell me what you think I should give away. That's part of the game here. So I appreciate it. I thank everybody for coming. And we're going to wrap this up. So I'll see you again next week. Thanks for watching, everybody. Like and subscribe if you're watching on YouTube.